Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Bol Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare everybody Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Holy name, Jai Shri Hari Nam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Jai Laddu Gopal ki. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. In the science of bhakti, there are 5 ways in which we can exchange our love with Krishna. In the most neutral fashion, we have what we call Shantaras. In the mode of Shantaras, in Vrindavan for example, the mode of Shantaras means you have a very distant relationship with Krishna. If you were a human being, a living entity in a human form, Shantaras normally means that you may have some respect for Krishna, but it could very often be very neutral. In Vrindavan Dham, the inanimate objects and even the trees, the objects with low consciousness, they actually have Shantaras for Krishna. Even though their consciousness is much lower than human beings, but they are capable of interacting with Krishna. For example, Krishna's jewelry, they are serving Krishna in the mood of Shantaras. Krishna's paraphernalia that he uses, he takes a stick to herd the cows, that is also in Shantaras. Vrindavan's grass, for example, is very, very holy because every day Krishna is walking on the grass. And Krishna is known in Vrindavan as Chalat Charanaravindam. That means he's one whose feet, lotus feet, are touching the grass. And he's purifying everything in Vrindavan. So therefore, in that mellow, one can approach Krishna, but we are a little bit distant. Then there is the mellow in Bhagavatam. There are so many other mellows. There's also the mellow where one has what we call Dasya Ras. In Dasya Ras, we approach Krishna and worship him as a servant. Hanumanji is a good example of a servant. We cannot think that a servant is very far distance from a master, because Hanumanji was always with Lord Ram, wherever he went. In fact, there is a saying in Ramayana, there's a story in Ramayana, that at one point Mother Sita and Lakshman had become so irritated with Hanumanji because he was always with Lord Ram and he was always serving him. So what they did was, one day they decided, we have to find a way where we can also serve Lord Ram. And so they came up with a roster. And on rota basis, they would each have a service for Lord Ram. So Hanumanji one day came and saw, hey, there's a new system. And he tried to see his name and he couldn't find his name. So he thought, why am I not given a chance to serve? And no one said anything. So Hanumanji was praying and praying to Lord Ram as he was seated on the throne. How will I be able to serve you now that the system has changed? So while Lord Ram was going through his kingly duties and he was looking at the subjects and talking to them, Lakshman was doing service, Sita Mata was doing service, they were very happy. But Hanuman was just standing as a very humble servant before the Lord, just praying to him and praying to him. Then all of a sudden, Lord Ram yawned. He was a bit tired, so he yawned. And when he yawned, Hanuman jumped from wherever he was. He's a monkey and he's a Vanara. And for Hanuman to jump is nothing. If he could jump from mainland to Lanka, He can jump a few feet in front of everyone, and he stood in front of Lord Ram. And immediately when he yawned, he took his fingers and he put it there and he did this. You know, we do that as a custom, right? Basically, if you read the Shastras, the reason you do that is because we have this belief that sometimes if you open your mouth in an inauspicious time, you don't know what's going to go inside. Just like it is very inauspicious to sleep, right, or lie down during the time of, say, 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. That's Sandhya period. Sandhya period, nobody goes to lie down because that is when the goblins and the ghosts and the spirits start moving around. That's why during Sandhya period we have Arati, right? During Brahma Muhurta period we have Arati. So Lord Ram, he just opened his mouth and Hanumanji was there to immediately do this. And then after he did that, Hanumanji sat in front next to Lord Ram. So Lakshman said, you are not on the roster. You just did that. Now you move. And Hanumanji said, I cannot move. And Lakshman asked, why you can't move? You've done your service. Then Hanumanji asked only one question. My service will only activate when Lord Ram is going to yawn. So Lakshman said, exactly. Then Hanumanji said, does anyone know when the Lord is going to yawn? Now Lakshman thought, actually it's true. We don't know when he's going to yawn. So now he realized what that meant. That meant Hanumanji would be 24/7 next to Lord Ram because we don't know when he's going to yawn, and Hanumanji would be ready. The point is very simple. When you are in the mood of service, dasya ras, you're always ready to be subordinate to the wishes of the Supreme Lord. That is the mood of a servant. And in our movement, in bhakti movement, every element of rasa must have an element of service. Very important. Even if one says that one is on a Sakhya ras, like a friend. Arjuna was a friend to Krishna, Krishna was friend to Arjuna. But even then, Shastra will show that even though Arjuna was friendly with Krishna, the mood of his friendliness was always steeped on service. Always service. That was his mood. When the gopis, we say the gopis had the highest rasa, madhurya ras, and it cannot be imitated in this material world. We cannot think that we can dress up like gopis and do Ras Leela dance and all. No, we don't have the correct mood, But the gopis, even in Madhurya Ras, the mood was always to be subordinate to Krishna and to serve Krishna. Now there is another rasa that today we are going to concentrate on. And that rasa is the rasa of what we call the mood of a parent, parental love. In this parental love, it is very nice. The parent, like Yashoda Mata, sincerely loves Krishna and treats him like a child. That's how she treats him. So this is known as Vatsalya Ras. In this mood, Krishna is very young and Mother Yashoda is serving him. The point here is she may be the mother and you may think, well, mother is the leader and the child is the follower. But mothers, you know that even though you may think that you are in charge of the house, the truth is, we are all subordinate to the love of our children. That's what we do. We serve them. Even as fathers and mothers, our mood is always to serve our children. Hopefully the children will also want to serve us one day, but that's a different story, right? Right now, it is our mood to serve them. So Mother Yashoda was a great devotee of the Lord, exalted by even Kunti Mata, because her love for Krishna was uninterrupted and therefore it was unmotivated. On the morning of Diwali day, Mother Yashoda woke up and the first thing she did was to dress herself up very nicely, but she did it for the pleasure of Krishna. Normally when we dress up on the morning of Diwali, we do it for our pleasure or maybe for the pleasure of those around us. But we should learn to do things for the pleasure of Krishna. If Krishna likes it, we will do it. If Krishna doesn't like it, we will not do it. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna tells Brahma, Rite ritam yad pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani. Tad vidvan atmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. He tells to Brahma, Brahma, just know one principle. Anything in this world that appears to have value, if it is not connected to me, it has no value. It's a very simple formula. Prabhupada explained this very nicely. Prabhupada said, we have so many zeros. You can have 100 zeros, but what's the value? Still zero. You put one in front of even 1 zero, it has more value than 1,000 zeros without one. That one is Krishna. So your zeros are like your house, your paraphernalia, your family, your savings and everything. But without Krishna, it is in value. It is valueless. So Mother Yashoda woke up on the morning of Diwali, and the first thought that she had was, what should I do for Krishna today? What a nice mood. What should I do for Krishna? And so she thought the best thing for me to do is to churn butter for Krishna. Because we all know Krishna loves butter. Mother Yashoda did not want to do something that would please her. She thought, since Krishna likes butter, it is my bhakti for me to do service in churning butter. So she churned butter. She was also churning butter because Krishna was a thief. Krishna was going to everybody's house stealing butter. That's why he's known as Makhan Chor, isn't it? He went to everybody's house to steal butter. And Mother Yashoda was getting worried because at this rate, Krishna will grow up to be a criminal. He'll be a thief. And she thought, it's my duty as a mother to stop him from doing that. So what did she do? She decided, let me churn nice butter. You know, if your children are going to your neighbor's house to eat all the time, you get a bit insecure, isn't it? What's wrong with my cooking? Then what you do is you start perfecting your cooking. And you make as much as you can. Hopefully your children will be very happy. That's what Mother Yashoda did. And she churned butter remembering Krishna. This is very important. Sometimes when we perform an activity for Krishna, it looks externally devotional. But our minds may not be with Krishna. Our minds may be everywhere. Maybe now it's going to be one something. You may be sitting in front of me and looking at me, but you may be thinking, when is he going to stop? When will we have prasadam? Because it's getting late. It can happen. Anyway, I won't take too long. But it can happen. So therefore, Mother Yashoda's consciousness is what made her a devotee. She was remembering Krishna and all his pastimes as she churned butter. And because she did that, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita says, Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma, Vishidatma Jitendriyaha. Bhagavad Gita 5:6 of Bhagavad Gita tells us that a pure soul is one who works in devotion to Krishna. And Jitendriya, all his indriyas, his senses, he or she is engaging it in Krishna's service. That is the mood of a devotee. Such a devotee is Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. That means he's always loved by one and all. And Kurvan api na lipyate. Na lipyate means not affected. No matter what performance of activity that devotee does, he is not affected by karma. He is only under the shelter of Krishna. This is very important. If you're a devotee, then what happens is, whatever karmas that you have taken from past life, by Krishna's mercy they go. Maybe for a while they may run, but eventually they must stop. Now the fan is on, isn't it? Now if somebody switches off the fan, the electricity stops. But you realize for a while the fan is running. Our karmas are like that. Once we take up Krishna consciousness seriously in bhakti, for a while the fan may run. But it is no longer connected to karma. And then after a while it leaves us. So we should always have that mood that doing bhakti is actually our goal of life. Everything else is subordinate. You worked last life also. You earned money last life also. You had wives and husbands and children last life also. You can't remember a single one of them today. You must have told your children and your husband and your wife, you are the only one, you are the best. We have no other eyes except for you. Now in this life you can't even remember them. Maybe it's good because we don't know what happened then. But it has no value in the end. That's why our sastras are very hard-hitting. Sastras are very direct. Sastras cut through all fiction and give you truth. The truth is that until and unless we become attached to Krishna, all other attachments will bind us to this world. Loka karma bandhanaha. Lokoyam karma bandhanaha. It will bind us here. Mother Yashoda was performing what looked like a material activity, but she was free. She was free. And because she was immersed in that activity which was spiritual for Krishna, Krishna, who was sleeping in the room like a little boy, came out to reciprocate the love of Mother Yashoda for him. And he indicated to her to stop churning because he wanted milk. And so Mother Yashoda put him on the lap and fed him nice milk. And she was happy and he was happy. But in the kitchen, Mother Yashoda had put on the pot a pot of milk that she had made earlier. She had milked the cow earlier and she had put the pot of milk there, boiling it for Krishna. Now, if she didn't reach the milk on time, the milk would boil over and it would be not of value. Remember, rite ritam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani. Whatever that's valuable has to be for Krishna, otherwise no value. So Mother Yashoda felt that milk was very valuable because it was meant for Krishna. But she was feeding Krishna and she hadn't finished feeding him. And you all know a hungry baby is an angry baby, isn't it? So what happened was she thought, I'll take a chance and put the boy down, run and save the milk and come back. So she left. Now Krishna was put down and he was a hungry baby. So Krishna thought, I'm very upset with my mother. How dare she put me down? So now I'm going to punish her. He took a stick and the pot of butter that she was churning, he broke it. Now, not only did he break it because he's angry, he broke it because he loves butter. And he thought, since Mother Yashoda is not here, let me take butter. And he took butter. But like many children who do things and after that regret, in fact, adults also do that. What happened here was Krishna realized now he's going to be in trouble. So immediately he decided, let me run away from the scene of the crime. Mother Yashoda comes back, saving the milk and thinking, let me feed Krishna. But to her surprise, Krishna has run away. The pot is broken. Butter has spilt out. The place looks a mess. And Krishna's footprints are everywhere because he has stepped on butter and run away. So Mother Yashoda thought, today is Diwali day. I think I have to discipline Krishna. He's becoming too naughty. So Mother Yashoda decided, let me now frighten him. She took a stick. She thought, I won't use the stick. But if I keep the stick in front of me, at least he will behave. I don't know how you were with your parents, but I know when my mother put the stick on the table, that means everything has to stop, right? That used to be the case. With my mother, it was a bit different. She had a variety of things. She had a stick. Sometimes she would put a belt. Sometimes she would put some other thing, I remember. But all of this had the desired effect because I'll behave. So Mother Yashoda thought, okay, fine, let me take a stick. And now she started going inside. And to her surprise, she walked into the storehouse. The ceiling was very high, like this ceiling. And there were pots of butter hanging there for storage. It was all meant for Krishna. And to her surprise, she saw Krishna was there. Krishna is a tiny boy, but he was standing on a mota. Mota is very big, can be anywhere between 5 to 6 feet if you've seen a mota in India, big ones. And somehow he had elevated himself on the mota, he was tiptoeing, and he was just able to reach the top, and he was hitting the pots and the butter was flowing. It was just flowing. So Mother Yashoda thought he did the same thing there and he's doing the same thing here. This boy is not changing. Now what am I to do? Mother Yashoda was watching because Krishna was not alone. Krishna was with his very good friends, the monkeys of Vrindavan. How many of you have been to Vrindavan Dham? You would know that the monkeys are, they have their own style of doing things, isn't it? Have you been told not to wear glasses in front of the monkeys? It'll go, right? At least one glass of mine is gone. And no matter how you bargain, he will give it back to you, but it'll never be in the same condition because he would have chewed it, and then decided, okay, now I'll exchange it for something. Now, sastrically, the monkeys in Vrindavan are not ordinary monkeys. From a sastric point, the sastras tell us the monkeys in Vrindavan are actually very great sadhus who could not finish their perfection in yoga, in siddhi, even sometimes in devotional service. But Krishna is so kind because you are in the land of Vrindavan that he allows you to take birth again in Vrindavan, but in the form of creatures, so that somehow you will still get the blessings and the association of Krishna. So these monkeys in Vrindavan are not ordinary, but they are having a ball of a time with Krishna. Because Krishna was feeding them butter, they were feeding him butter. They were thieves actually. But have you heard of this thing where thieves steal property and then after that they say, look, we have stolen property, now let's divide stolen property in a very honest fashion. That's what Krishna and the monkeys were doing. Mother Yashoda just watched. Now what she didn't realize is that these monkeys are Vanaras. These special group of monkeys were the same monkeys who served Lord Ram in Ram Leela. And at that time, Lord Ram gave them the benediction after vanquishing Ravana and rescuing Mother Sita. He told them, ask anything that you want and we will give it to you. Now, when a devotee is asked that from the Lord, a devotee never asks anything material. That is not the mood of a devotee. A devotee realizes that if you ask for something material, then you will be implicated again in this material world. Devotees don't want that. So the devotees, these monkeys, the Vanaras, they told Lord Ram, it doesn't matter. For us, we don't want material considerations. We don't even want liberation from this world. When you come back again in another yuga, let us come back to serve you. See the point of Dasya Ras? This is the same mood that they had. That's why I started with that rasa, Dasya Ras. And so Krishna fulfilled that desire in Dwapara Yuga in Krishna Leela. So the Vanaras who served the Lord in a form of what we call little bit of awe and reverence, because that time Lord Ram was a serious king. He was Maryada Purushottam. But now he's little Krishna. So the monkeys were playing with him just like their colleagues or their contemporaries. Therefore, in this Leela, this part of the pastime is very important. Because even before Mother Yashoda could try to bind Krishna, the monkeys had bound Krishna with their love from Ram Leela. So it's a very old rope, they have. You can't see the rope, but it is the rope of devotion. It is there. And that's why Krishna fulfilled that desire. Now they saw Mother Yashoda and they decided, let us run. Because whether it is nice or not, Mother Yashoda with a stick is not good. So Krishna turned around because he knew everybody ran. He thought somebody must be there to scare the monkey friends off. He turns and he sees Mother Yashoda. And to his shock, Mother Yashoda is normally the object of his love. He would just run to her. But today he decided to jump off the motor and run away from her because she had a stick. And Mother Yashoda started chasing Krishna. And Bhagavatam tells us that Krishna is a little boy, so it's not very difficult to catch him. But just when she was about to catch him, he would be half a foot away. Just when she was about to catch his dhoti, he would be 1 foot away. And Mother Yashoda was becoming very tired. She had labored in the morning churning butter. Now she was laboring chasing Krishna. And she couldn't catch him. Now it is stated in Shastras, yogis are running after Krishna. Mystics are running after Krishna. The demons are running after Krishna. They want to kill Krishna. That's why they're running after him. The yogis want something material, some siddhi from Krishna. But they cannot catch Krishna because their running is motivated. Mother Yashoda could catch Krishna because her running was spiritual. All she wanted was, Krishna, you're very naughty. Let me try to make you a better boy. And you know how she caught Krishna? When she surrendered to him. Halfway through, when she couldn't catch him, she said, Krishna, I surrender now. You please allow me to catch you. This is very important. A devotee always knows that surrender attracts the Lord. In whatever rasa, surrender attracts the Lord. The gopis surrendered to Krishna and Krishna surrendered to the gopis. Hanumanji surrendered to Lord Ram and Lord Ram became the servant of Hanumanji. And in that way, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and Krishna became his dearmost friend. He became a messenger boy to Arjuna. He became a night watchman for Arjuna. Do you know, during Mahabharata, Arjuna was sleeping very well because Krishna was night watchman and he had a sword in hand. Sword was not inside, he was holding the sword. This was Krishna. So where there is reciprocation, there is bhakti. And so at that point of time, Mother Yashoda surrendered to Krishna and Krishna surrendered to Mother Yashoda. And she could catch him. But when she caught him, she became very sad. Because you see Krishna's expression there. Krishna looked very scared. He was frightened of Mother Yashoda. And this is amazing. Because the demons are frightened of Krishna. Kamsa would walk everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would remember 8 child of Devaki is going to kill me and he would become fearful. In the night, before he slept, if he couldn't sleep, he would count. We count sheep before we sleep. He would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would get scared because he would remember 8 child of Devaki. So demons themselves are afraid of Krishna. But Krishna was afraid of a simple mother. Why? Because Mother Yashoda's love bound Krishna. So Mother Yashoda saw that Krishna was crying and tears were falling from his eyes like torrents of tears and rain. And he had kajal and the kajal was just smearing his face. He was shaking with so much jewelry around him. And Mother Yashoda decided, no stick now. I better put down the stick. But she thought, I can't let Krishna go. I am going to bind Krishna. So Krishna, stand where you are. Don't move. I'm going to tie you to a mota. Okay? Now I don't know about you children here. I see a few children. I'm not sure whether mothers have tied them anywhere. Sham, have you been tied before? No? Okay, very good. So far. What about you? Have you been tied by your mother? No? Okay, Mataji, you're all right. So I'm not giving you ideas, but this was the idea Yashoda Mata had. Let's tie the boy. So she took some ropes and she brought it around his belly, but it was 2 fingers short. She took more rope and again it was 2 fingers short. She tried every rope possible in the house. She went to the neighboring gopis' house to get the ropes. And even that was 2 inches short. And Mother Yashoda for the 3rd time in the day was laboring, but she could not find the outcome. She could not understand why. And then finally Mother Yashoda decided, Krishna, I can't tie you. Can you please allow me to tie you? And when she said that, Krishna became subordinate to her. And he said, the Lord who cannot be tied, the Lord whom even the Devatas cannot tie down, the Lord whom even the gopis could not tie down in Vrindavan because he left Vrindavan, he became bound by his mother. This is the greatness of Mother Yashoda's bhakti, and this is the greatness of Krishna's reciprocation. The 2 inches that are short of the rope is very important, because they tell us of the 2 ingredients of devotional service that help us to come closer to Krishna. The first is always our sincere endeavor. There must always be endeavor. All of you came today after Prabhu and Mataji called you. You took some endeavor. And how much endeavor they must have taken to set all this up today. And how about Ram Bhaktavatsal Prabhu, Manmohini Mataji? They were after me. Mataji was after me so many times. And I couldn't confirm the date also. But she was very patient. This is labor. But they do it because they know it is for Krishna's pleasure. And the result is satisfaction. If you ask our hosts whether this was very tiring for them, they'll say it was very pleasing for them. Very pleasing. And if you came here, if I ask you whether you're tired, you'll say, no, I'm very happy. Of course, when prasadam comes, you're happier. But you're still happy now. You're still happy. So this is the effect of the 1 finger, endeavor. The second finger is very important. Where there is sincere endeavor, Krishna gives mercy. So mercy is the second. Endeavor, mercy. Mercy attracts endeavor, endeavor attracts mercy. This is the natural relationship between Krishna and the devotee. And so Mother Yashoda bound Krishna, not with the ropes, but with her love. And her love was unconditional and it was unmotivated. This is very important. So the mood that we must take today before we sing Damodar Ashtakam is the mood of understanding that each one of us has a rasa with Krishna. Krishna is so kind, he gives us that facility. But don't be sentimental about the rasa. The problem with us is very often we equate the material relationships with spiritual relationships. We can't. Krishna is always the Supreme Personality. He is Ishwaraha Parama Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. We know that. Mother Yashoda was given the chance not to know that. Mother Yashoda was given the chance by Krishna to forget that he is Krishna and just to think that he is her son. But we all know Krishna is Krishna. So when we serve Krishna, we should have the mood of dasya. Always be in the mood. Krishna, you are my Lord and I am always your servant. Whether I serve you as a little child, as a king in Dwarka, it doesn't matter. The denominator is always service. And so this is the mood of Mother Yashoda. And that's why today we come together and we are going to light lamps. These lamps that you will light now are the lamps that destroy ignorance with the knowledge of Bhagavatam and the knowledge of the Gita. That's why you see so many books here even. All that I've spoken is not being plucked from the air. The first thing we are taught in law school is you can never stand before a judge and just throw a case or throw a theory. You have to always support it with evidence. In spiritual life, it is the same principle. You cannot say, I think God is like that. That's not good enough. You should know God is like that, and your knowledge is derived from bona fide sastra. If you want to set up a TV, you need to read the manual of the TV. You can't think of your own manual and do something. No, we are all guided by Shastra. So always be guided by Shastra and we will never deviate. Jai Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. So are we ready to light lamps? Yes, Mataji. Okay. Mm-hmm.
On a daily basis in Singapore, in order to improve our association and our devotional service.
Okay. Yeah. I think Mataji's question is very practical. How do we practically apply, this point about taking association and doing activities for Krishna? I think one important thing that we can do is don't feel that you need to disrupt your daily schedules. Generally speaking, Krishna consciousness is not disruptive in nature. But what we must do is, we must always have a daily morning appointment with Krishna. And that should be early in the morning when we are fresh. Generally, Brahma Muhurta is the best time. We call it Mangala Arati. That is the time when we can sit down and chant japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So sitting down and chanting Krishna's names is very important, because that is the best way to associate with Krishna in Kali Yuga. It is recommended by all the great authorities. After chanting, whatever duties we have to do, we should do it, Mataji. But we should do it by hearing about Krishna. Play some Krishna Katha, hear some lectures, and go about daily your duties. Do everything that you have to do. And if you have to go to work, then remember, Bhagavad Gita tells us that our supreme employer is Krishna. So whenever we start our work, we offer it to Krishna. And when we end our work, we resign. And we offer the results of that work to Krishna. We may try very hard, but we should remember that outcomes are never in our hands. Results are never in our hands. But effort is in our hands. The other thing that we find very helpful is when we are here and we are home, then we should come together. If you know each other, you're in the same place, then you should come together for satsang. Now this is the dangerous part. The satsang shouldn't become a social event. It's not that we come together and we gossip about this, that, and in between, oh, let's talk about Bhagavad Gita. Then after let's talk about somebody else. That is not satsang. That is asat sangha. That is asat sangha. So that sangha is very important. You know, the fabric of our society is very dangerous, because by nature we are social animals. And we will make, in the name of bhakti, we will disguise it just to make it social. So we should be very careful about that. If you want to come together to read the Gita, then it should only be reading the Gita, discussion of the Gita. After that, don't linger with each other and talk nonsense. Go home. That is very important. Never linger after a program, because you will never talk about Krishna. You talk about the weather, you talk about this person, that person. That is not Krishna consciousness. Very important. And the last thing that's really important is, if in the morning you can do japa, do it. But now you must do reading also. There must be reading of Shastra. Every day, at least one shloka of Bhagavad Gita we should study. We should read it carefully, we should have a notebook, and we should study. When you have a notebook and you study, then it never leaves you. You know, it can be very simple notebook. Like I have a notebook here, right? It's quite old, that's why it looks like that. Let me see, when did I write all this? This was in 2012, right? So these are all my notes from that year. So if you study a particular verse, you write it down. And then you study the lecture. Or if you're going to give a lecture, you write it down. You see? So that way, you know, we have diaries going back in the 1990s, all the way up to now. So that way, Mataji, you'll always be focused on study. Does that help? Yes, Mataji. Very good point. Now, generally speaking, I know a lot of devotees who get stuck in the shower. They say, Prabhu, to wake up in the morning already difficult. By the time I shower, I get ready, I feel like sleeping again. My suggestion in these difficult times, you go and brush your teeth, wash your face, take the japa bead and start chanting. Don't worry. You know why? The holy name is like soap. Nobody bathes the soap before you use the soap, right? Soap is soap. It is self-cleansing. The holy name is self-cleansing. It's a very good question you have asked. In this age, the idea is to be practical. By the time you do this mantra, that mantra, to chant this mantra, you go to sleep. Better you chant it. In fact, my Guru Maharaj used to tell me, keep the japa next to you. Your bed is here, you have a small table, keep it there. The moment you wake up, before you do anything, just touch the japa. At least you know you're going to start chanting. And then quickly go and just shower. I mean, if you're going to take a long shower, don't. If you are really disciplined and you can take a quick shower, that's good. In Singapore, we call it a PUB bath. Right? Yeah, it's a very quick bath and you come out. That's it. Is that helpful, Mataji? Sometimes we get so much caught up in the ritual, we forget the purpose. The purpose is to remember Krishna. Very nice question. Between both of you, I think, you've got everything. Now shall we chant Damodar Ashtakam? Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. Please. Sure. Questions are always good.
What about the family attachments? Are they material in nature?
Family attachments.
Or if material, how do we handle it?
Okay, I better be careful here because there are a lot of families. Sastrically, right, people sometimes go to an extreme point. If they say that we must cultivate detachment from material things, attachment to spiritual things. But that doesn't mean tomorrow you come back and you abandon the family. Family is there because they are not your property. Bhagavatam tells us that family is selected by Krishna. The parents never selected the children, and the children never selected the parents. You and I never had a choice over our parents. Krishna just put us in a womb and we came. So our parents and children are Krishna's selection, and they are his property. If we start looking at our family as not our property, but rather Krishna's gift to us for us to serve them and serve them in Krishna consciousness, then that attachment that we have from a material platform will be transformed to a spiritual platform. Otherwise, what happens is, Prabhu, correctly as you pointed out, family attachment comes to the point where that attachment leads to disappointment, expectation, because you expect your children to behave in a certain way. I've invested so much in them, they should take care of me. But that is up to Krishna. We hope they will do it. But if they don't, it doesn't matter. We have served them. We have done our part. Now we have to leave it to Krishna. That is how we become detached. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Very nice. There is a nice phrase. Be in this world, but don't be of this world. You can be in the world, but you don't have to be of this world. Be like the lotus. The lotus grows in muddy swamps, but it maintains its purity. That's how we should live in family also. Is that okay? Now can we chant? All right. Let's chant. Are we ready with the lamps?
So you want printout or something? Yeah, you can distribute.
Okay, let's distribute the printout. Very nice. So we can do Damodar Ashtakam. So someone will give Achaman? Very nice. Normally the children will do the Achaman, is it? Are they fighting? Who's going to do Achaman? Oh, they're fighting. Okay. That's very nice. That's very spiritual. Okay. Let's chant. 2. Very good. Now when you get the Achaman, don't drink it. You're supposed to just purify yourself. And then we can start. Namah Ishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namah Ishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Haribo. Yashoda Biyolu Kaladhavamanam Paramrishtahamadyan Tato Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetra Yukmam Rijantam Paramboja Yugme Nasatanka Netram Muhu Swasakampa Trirekha Kakanta Svita Graivam Damo सुंदरम भक्तिपादम इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानंद कुंदे स्वघोषं निमाजन् तमख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषितान्येषु भक्तैर्जितार्थम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृत्ति वन्दे जय दामोदर जी की वरं देवः मोक्षं लः मोक्षवदिं वः न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरिष्ठरपिह वृंदावन धाम की इदं ते वपूर्णाथ गोपाल बालम सदा मे मनस्या विरस्तां किमन्ये जय बाल गोपाल की इदं ते मुखाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलै वृतं कुन्तलै स्निग्धरत्नैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरतादरं मे मनस्या विरास्ताम् अलं लक्षलाभे हरि हरि नमो देवः दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाब्धिमग्नम् कृपा दृष्टि वृष्याति दिनं बतानु ग्रहाणेश मामग्न्यम् एदाक्षि दृशया हरि हरि कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धः मूर्त्यैव यद्वा त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थितमोदरेह नमस्तेस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य धाम्ने जय दामोदर जी की नमो राधिकायाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् श्रीमती राधा रानी की नमो राधिकायाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara. Jaya Yashoda Mata ki. Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavan Dham ki. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Nitai Gaura Haribo. 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Jaya Shoda Damodar ji ki, Vrindavan Bhumi Dham ki, Jai Shri Shri Laddu Gopal ji ki, Shri Shri Radha Damodar ji ki, Ananta Gauri Vaishnavrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Thank you, Prabhu.
Devakinandan Prabhu ki
Jai. Shri